Welcome back. And today we are going to be talking about how can AI be used in academic research and various documentation. And to have this conversation, my special guest, Vemani Kaushalya, would walk us through her experience. And right now, as I said, she is enrolled to in project management course at the Edikovan University, and he's been talking a lot about using AI and very specifically Microsoft Pilot. Vemani, tell us, how is
Yeah.
AI helping you?
Okay. I'll give a bit of a background to why we started using AI first place. So, earning a master's in project management is more than just studying the theories, and it's about applying what we learn to the real world scenarios. And we often explore the live projects that's happening here in Western Australia, and we try to get hands-on experience. And a big part of this coursework is requiring to developing business cases and then discussing with our team members on the project cases or the brainstorming sessions, finding informations and everything. The meetings are playing a major role. It's the heart of project management, the meetings, the discussions. So we are using the Microsoft Teams, where you can have the meetings online and record it. So whenever I have a meeting online, what I do is normally I scribble down notes a lot. I mean, I am trying to capture everything important, and at the very end of the meeting, when you look at it, it's quite messy, and trying to read through it is sometimes a nightmare, and especially if you are checking the notes after a couple of days, because you have to go through the entire meeting recording and see like what we discussed and what are the things that I missed, what are the things I should have focused on, all these things, whatnot. And of course, then comes the struggling of summarizing the points. Like you have to go through the entire meeting recording and map it with the notes that you took, and it's basically doing the same work twice. So we were given the opportunity to use the Copilot along with MS Teams, and once we started using it, it changed everything, because it generated the transcript of the meeting after the recording, and now it takes care of the meeting minutes. It highlights the key points and who said what are the timelines that is planned, organize all the action items just in one place, and there's no more double work, because it even proofread the document and help compile reports efficiently. You don't have to take days going through the documents or struggling to read your own handwriting. It just simply do it within seconds. So that is really helpful. And when we use Copilot, it just doesn't stop there, actually. There was once a student from a non-English speaking country, while having discussions on a construction related project. She had the issue of understanding some concepts, and of course, when we were having the online meetings, we were speaking quite fast, or maybe it was difficult for her to grasp the content right then and there itself. So most of the times she would make notes and she would raise the questions later. And while using Copilot, we had this idea to summarize it and also translate it into her own native language. So it went perfectly well, because after that, she was able to understand what we have discussed so far and give her comments and be more productive, be more efficient with the work, of course. It was a lifesaver for her. So, and ultimately, she was able to perform really well, because with the use of Copilot, it helped her to do better in her work. It made a huge difference in her studies. So if we can use it in that way, my question is, why not you? Give it a try and see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Vemani, you brought in a few points which typically every student and every teacher out there, maybe in school or maybe in the university, would have to
Yeah.
take notes. So you address that point well. And then you also mentioned not everybody have the knack to take notes.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a huge challenge for a lot of people out there. So that's again a good way to use AI as an assistant. And also, you run through a session for an hour, and eventually you need to be very clear as to what the outcomes are or the next
Exactly.
action points.
Yeah.
And there could be situations where people are still trying to understand what did we discuss? Where are we now? What are we supposed to do next? So I guess the tool, in your case, Copilot, is able to tell you in very crisp words as to what those actions should be. Then you also mentioned about translation. So when you're communicating with people from different countries with different native languages in terms of help them understand the context or the scenario which you're discussing, the Copilot is able to translate it for you in your own native language and tell you what not to do or what you should be doing. I have one more question, so to say. A lot of people are using generative AI for
Yeah.
the research purposes, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it's considered misuse of
Mm.
technology or
Yeah.
deceiving the objectives of the research. What are your advice to the students out there, the academicians out there, as to how this tool can be used to enhance their work, but not to
Yeah.
substitute? Any thoughts,
Yeah.
Vemani?
So even at our university, we have a strict set of rules and guidelines to follow. Like, it's true that so many academic misconducts and things like plagiarism is a huge concern even in academic level. That's a question almost every education institute is facing. My point of view is that you can't get the AI to do your job. You can't ask the AI to write your answer for your research thesis or find the references. Then where's the learning? Because at the end of the day, you are at the university or whatever the education institute, in whatever the level, you are to learn something and to gain the expertise of that field. Because the one day you will be at the industry and you have to do the projects, you have to delegate tasks. And if you do not know how to do it, if you do not possess the knowledge of it, you are just as good as a puppet.
Can't you use AI to decide that as well when you get to the industry?
I mean, yeah, you can. I mean, you would be a puppet of AI. We do not want that to happen, of course, because
Absolutely.
we are humans and AI is a machine. There is a thin line between that on what to do and how to use it. Because, as I said, you can't make AI to study for you. Where's the learning in that? It's not right.
Point taken.
In US, you can use AI to help you. Maybe in brainstorming, that's where you use your knowledge and your expertise. That's where what you learn comes into play. And then get the AI to assist you to say, like, okay, tell me what is missed. Tell me where I can improve or how I should be thinking in this specific area. Guide me. You can provide information to me, but you can't be doing my work. And if you let that happen, of course, you might as well say, like, AI dominated and AI took your job. So you can't let that happen. That's in your hand. You have to know how to use it in a responsible way and in the proper way. So my advice is use it in the way that you would be using as a tool, not to make it do your job. So keep that in mind, because it's true that many students, even I know the academics are struggling on, because many students are trying to use AI, misuse it, and not to get the learning happen. But you should know how to use it. That is really important. But at the same time, just like the project managers had the knowledge to validate what it was giving, you have to be an expert in the industry or the field that you're studying. Without knowing the know-how or the field expertise, you can't use it. When people try to find loopholes in misusing stuff, that's where the new laws and rules get implemented.
Okay.
And so please be very mindful and always follow the guidelines, the rules and regulations that your organizations or the education institutes provide you, and use it within the framework or the structure that is given to you.
Thank you, Vemani, for those thoughts, and those people who are watching and listening, and especially the students. You need to possess or acquire the domain knowledge. So there is no easy way out of it, right? So you've got to learn it, you've got to know the subject. You can make use of technology to assist you and aid you in your day-to-day task. You manage your work and your time better. So that's how technology should be used. So, Vimani, thank you so much for spending time sharing your experience and insights on this topic. We stay tuned for our next episode where we would continue to talk as to how AI can be an assistant in your day-to-day life. Thank you.
Thank you.